I'm Gavin. So today we're going to have a look at a line of lenses, really useful line of lenses, and they're Tamron Adaptall lenses. Now, the history of Tamron were an optical manufacturer, and they were really, really smart. Obviously, if you make a camera lens, you have to make it in all the mounts. Tamron approached this from a totally different direction. They made one lens but multiple mounting systems. So each Tamron lens, you could attach this mounting system for Nikon, Canon, etc., and then mount their lens on this camera. Obviously, nowadays with vintage cameras and stuff like that, it's incredibly useful because you don't want to keep buying into another manufacturer's type of lenses. You want to have a range lens that mount on all your camera bodies, so you get to shoot, all these cameras, and you don't have to keep buying all these lenses. So historically, they started with a thing called the T mount, and then it went through in the 60s. Then it went through to a thing called Adaptomatic. Then they made the Adaptall lens, and then they made Adaptall 2. And Adaptall 2 came out in the 1979, and by then they built up sort of such a good knowledge of optics and how to do things that they really knew what they were doing. And Adaptall 2 was the last sort of range that they made, and they made some astonishingly good lenses. Some of them are as good as, or possibly better than, some of the manufacturers' lenses of a similar focal length. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, some of the lenses on the table, but I'll just show you what they look like. So they all come in these funky boxes. So this one here is, what we got? Olympus Adaptall. That is a contact Yashica mount. I've got a Nikon AI, Canon FD, Pentax K, and then I've got loads more. But fundamentally, these and a set of lenses, I can mount this on any camera body I have. The key one I got this for, which I haven't got the box for, is that I could mount one on the front of a Leica R camera, because I don't really want to I love Zeiss lenses. I bought some of those. Like this is being filmed on a Carl Zeiss lens, but I didn't want to go heavily into Leica lenses. But I really like the bodies. They're really nice cameras. So I can basically put an Adaptall 2 lens on the front of this. There's two mounts for Leica Adaptall. There's the SL version and the one for the R. You have to be careful because sometimes the descriptions don't come up properly. But yeah, so I've got a great lens on the front of a Leica. It's not a Leica lens, but it's like I can actually, use it, shoot it, and enjoy the camera without having to spend a fortune on the lenses. But obviously, some of the lenses that certain manufacturers give you aren't as, what's the word? I don't know, they're a bit clumsy, their design's a bit different. And Tamron's design was really fascinating. You notice that there's all this cylinder shape. This is a 35 to 80 mil, and this one here on the front of the Leica is a, what have we got there, 24 to 48. But you can look, they've got this cylindrical sort of singular shape to them. They're small, compact, incredibly well designed. But as I'm saying, so some of the manufacturers, like the Carl Zeiss 28 mil f2.8 is a great lens, it's an amazing lens, but it's just a bit too sort of big. So what you can do is, I've got the Adaptall 28 mil, which is a short, compact lens on the front of a contact camera, and I mean, they are incredible quality. They're really good, but they open up such possibilities for the cameras you get. I'm going to try and find a diagram to put in the video of all the different ones they made, but I can't find one that's got the Leica mounts on it as well. But they did tons of variations. But we'll look at some of the lenses quickly on the table. But you could basically buy a load of Tamron Adaptall lenses, no manufacturer's lenses, and pretty much shoot any camera you wanted, a Minolta, an Olympus body. So if you're sort of getting into a certain range of cameras, it's probably best to have Adaptalls. So then you can go, okay, I really like this, and then you can buy the manufacturer's lenses. All like me with some of them, I just go, well, actually, these are really good. At the high end, they did two sort of ranges. They did Adaptall-2, and then they did one called Tamron Adaptall SP. And SP are their top end lenses. Anyway, so I'll put them on the table, and then I'll come back and do some last words. Okay, so here we go. I've got the Tamron SP 17mm, which is brilliant wide angle, super wide, ultra wide to get, and great optics. 3.5 to f22. On the back of this one, I've got an Olympus mount. Now, there's an interesting thing about Olympus. This is why a little bit confusing. You have to be careful with Adaptalls. There's actually two different Olympus mounts because there's a screw on the OM3 and OM4 that pokes out a bit. So on the original mount that Adaptall released, it works on the OM1 and OM2, but if you put that original mount onto the later cameras, it jams on there. So this is marked OL, which I believe is the right way around. I've got a couple of other ones, but I always double check before I put them on, because some of them work on the OM1, some of them work on the 3 and 4. Anyway, yeah, great optics. And let's pull that. Where's that? There we go. So yeah, brilliant for you've got a wide angle lens there, ultra wide angle, that you can literally use on anything you want to. So that's incredibly handy. So that's a really good one to buy if you're going to get one. Okay, then next up the line is the Tamron. This is the 24. Again, it's really compact design. And I think they actually patented this tubular design because it was so important to recognize Tamron lenses. This is from, what do we got on here? This is f2.5 to, it's got, yeah, some of the, on the Pentaxes, you can actually buy, I don't know other ones we could do it with, a PK, it's called a PKA mount, which actually allows it to operate in aperture priority with the AE on there. So that's really cool. So you can actually use that as well. But I don't think it's not on all the mounts. Some of it, I definitely know that there's the PKA can do it. So yeah, so 24, brilliant. Again, great lens. Really, really useful one to have. And that's just a standard, that's the standard Adaptall. That's not an SP. The next up, and this is one of my favourites because I love 28mm lenses. I've got about 3 of these. This is their 28mm, and you can see how compact this is. And this fits on everything. What have I got on that one on? This is for Contact Yashica. So yeah, because this is a bit shorter than the Carl Zeiss 28. So I do use this one quite a fair bit. And there you go. That's got that adapter on there. Nice, short, and compact. Okay, next. This is the one that lives on my Leica, and this is a phenomenal lens. This is an SP, so it's their top of the range one. This is the 24 to 48. Now there's a massive lens hood that comes on the front of this lens, and it's quite difficult to get hold of these days. But it is worth having. It does flare a little bit, but look at the size of it. It's 24 to 48, and it's literally, that's it. That's what we'll be doing. And we're going from there to there. Tiny movement, so it's really stubby and compact. So really, really handy to have that. And again, it's the same design, same tubular design as the other ones. Very similar. And then next up, I'll leave this one in shot for a second. This is an awesome zoom lens. This is the Tamron SP 35 to 80, and it's 2.8 to f3.8. And so this is an amazing lens. It literally does everything, and it's also got macro capabilities on it as well. So you can basically zoom in like this, and then you can go all the way in with your macro, and you see it counter rotating down here. There we go. It's amazing, this thing. These ones are a little bit more expensive, because people have worked out how good these lenses are, but it's incredible. It's got beautiful bokeh and highlights. So the background looks fantastic shot through one of these. But yeah, so this is well-used lens for me. What have I got on there? So on the back of this, I've got Pentax. That's a standard Pentax adapter. I'll put that one out shot over there. And last but not least, this is an awesome lens, and this is got cult status online, and rightly so. This is the Tamron SP 90mm. Now this does, I think it's 1 to 2 macro, but it's also an amazing portrait lens. It's just an incredible piece of glass. And there's an adapter, you could buy a tube that goes on the back of this, which is I think a 25mm tube, which makes it 1:1 magnification. So you could do those uber insect shots on any camera. Obviously, if you buy the right tube, like a Pentax tube to fit on the back of a Pentax, to go on the back of this, then you can shoot those amazing tiny animal photos. But this is a serious piece of glass. And if you Google it, you'll see that a lot of people, absolutely agree with me on this. It's a crazy thing. Now, this is interesting. This has got the PKA adapter on it. You see those 3 dots there? That's where it passes over aperture information to a Pentax camera. I know it works. I've just popped it on my K1, and it sort of definitely reads off the info as you could go into program modes, aperture modes, and all these modes, and it sort of just you just need to do the focus. And obviously with a Pentax digital, you can use their catch in focus technology, which basically shoots the shot the moment the object comes into focus. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, if you were going to buy any of the Tamrons, I know there's some longer zooms that people rave about, but day to day, I mean, stock up on the 28s with multiple adapters, and then you can basically, shoot any camera you want. You can flip it, send that camera back if you don't like it, but you've not committed to, one format. So, one lens manufacturer. So yeah, so brilliant design and technology. What's in that one? Got some more lenses. This is ON. There's a difference between OL and ON. I don't remember which is the right one at the moment off the top of my head, so Google it. There's a PDF somewhere about which is the right one to use for your camera. But there you go. The Tamron Adaptall 2 lenses that you should have in your collection. And they work great digital as well, actually. Anyway, push that all together. Tamron Adaptall 2 lenses. I've shown you a few there. Fantastic, great value for money. Gives you the opportunity to mount them on anything, even modern digital cameras. They still go on, any they're full frame, so you can put them on cinema cameras, anything you like. So they're really versatile lenses to have. They've got great design. But yeah, I mean, if you don't want to invest, even if you want to buy you want to just see what a Nikon FE is like, or one of those cameras. If you've got an Adaptall, you can just get the Adaptall Nikon adapter, put it on, see if you like the camera. Then, okay, I'll maybe get some more Nikons, or maybe I want a Canon FD camera, things like that. It allows you to, go down the path of trying these different things out without committing to having, diving into the manufacturer's lenses. But also you can do the full range, zooms, everything. Anyway, Adaptall 2, brilliant, great invention, and really worthwhile having in your collection. Thanks for watching.